It is considered involuntary celibacy when an individual is open to the idea of sex but can't find a partner. When you're sexually active but single at the same time, that's involuntary celibacy. Hi guys, welcome to today's episode. And if you're new here and you're interested in sex related topics, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. I upload such videos every Wednesday at 12 p.m. You can as well follow me on Instagram at wayua__mutuku. I do the same on my Insta stories every Friday. Yeah, today it's a bit cold. I had to put on a sweater, and on today's topic, I'll be talking about celibacy and everything that you need to know about being celibate. So, what is celibacy? Celibacy is a vow of long term restraint from sexual intercourse, often until marriage, but it doesn't have to be until marriage. It's just restraining from sex for a long period of time. Yeah, but some may partake in solo masturbation or mutual masturbation with their partner during this time, or even engage in outer course or non penetrative sexual activities such as kissing, hugging, massaging, dry humping, fingering, toy play, oral sex, or even anal sex. There are some instances that individuals vow to refrain from sex for a lifetime, for example, priests and nuns, while others may decide to remain celibate for a specific duration of time, such as a few months or years, possibly until they get into a long term relationship with a partner. It is considered involuntary celibacy when an individual is open to the idea of sex but can't find a partner. When you're sexually active but single at the same time, that's involuntary celibacy. There are different ideas of what can be considered celibacy. Like I said earlier, it can either be no sexual engagement at all, or no penetration of any sort, or just no penetration of male's genitals into a female's genitals. Before I state the reasons to practice celibacy, I want to say that celibacy and abstinence are two different things. Abstinence is not necessarily a vow, it's the action of refraining from sex that involves penetration. Yeah, I've already explained about celibacy, and you can see that the two words are not the same. The reasons to practice celibacy, the first reason is that it's often practiced to uphold religious, spiritual, or cultural beliefs that often view sex as a sacred virtue to only be experienced once a person is married. The other reason is that some people make the decision to be celibate because of personal beliefs or personal values or just curiosity. Yeah, they may decide to wait to engage in sexual intercourse until they are in a long-term relationship with a partner. For others, it could be a medical decision following the diagnosis of an STI to prevent transmission. Celibacy is also practiced as a preventive measure to avoid undesirable outcomes associated with sex, such as STDs, unplanned pregnancies, and emotional distress. Then, lastly, couples can decide to be celibate together at the same time to try and reignite their sex lives. Yeah, that period between, the last time you have sex and the next time you'll have sex, it increases the desire between you two and the yearning for each other. Yeah, and that way there will be a big difference in the next sexual activity that you'll engage in, and probably there will be some noticeable improvements. So yeah, being celibate together as a couple is used to reignite sex lives. So, what are the benefits of practicing celibacy? First is that being celibate helps avoid both the emotional and the physiological concerns associated with having sexual intercourse with unfamiliar partners. It also broadens spiritual well-being and can help strengthen one's connection with God. So if you're trying to broaden your spiritual well-being or strengthen your connection with God, yeah, it's your sign to be celibate. In addition, celibacy can enhance character traits such as restraint, patience, and self-compassion. Celibacy also helps to increase focus. That is, the act of remaining celibate can help one to focus on other areas in life and not be as consumed by thoughts of having sex. It can also make getting to know a potential partner a bit easier, especially when you don't have to constantly worry about the pressure of when is the right time to introduce sex into the mix. Celibacy can also help one save money because they don't need to worry about using protection, and this means avoiding purchases such as condoms and other contraceptives. It additionally removes the possibility of unplanned pregnancies and lessens the exposure to sexual diseases. And lastly, it reignites sex lives between couples, like I said earlier. Yeah, and I think that's all for the benefits of practicing celibacy. Then lastly, I want to talk about the drawbacks of practicing celibacy. And the first one is that remaining celibate requires a certain amount of self-restraint and a willpower that can cause one to feel overwhelmed at times. So yeah, before you get into it, make sure that celibacy is really a commitment that you want to stick to. Yeah, there will be temptations along the way. Just stay disciplined and remember that celibacy is a vow. There is also a possibility of experiencing sexual frustration when celibate, as if one's sexual desires are not being fulfilled. An individual can additionally feel self-conscious or left behind amongst peers who are having sex at that period of being celibate. Celibacy can also cause someone to feel insecure or inexperienced once they eventually decide to have sex. Entering into a period of celibacy when you have a partner can be confusing to them, and if your partner doesn't agree to your new plans, it can cause a strain to the relationship. So yeah, make sure you and your partner have open conversations about sex and respect each other's boundaries. I always say communicate with your partner and make sure you're on the same page. In rare cases, the lack of sex might hurt your health. Yeah, I know. There are known health benefits to sexual activity, including cardiovascular health. However, there are other ways to get cardio benefits. So if you're being celibate, remember to exercise regularly to replace the boost to heart health that sexual activity provides. An additional risk of celibacy is that you may not be prepared when you decide to engage in sex again. If you make a spur of the moment decision to have intercourse, you might not have proper birth control or STI prevention methods lined up. So that's it for the drawbacks and celibacy in general. And as I come to a conclusion, I want to say that sexual choices are personal and no one should feel pressured to engage or not engage in any sexual activity that doesn't feel right by them. So yeah, thank you for watching to this point, and if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. Remember to leave a like, a comment, or even share the video with your friends. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.